Okay, so what we're going to do today is approaching junctions to turn left and right.
Okay.
Before we do that though, let's recap on your last lesson. Your last lesson was moving off and stopping.
Mhm.
How did you get on?
Okay, I think.
And what do you think? What did you learn in your lesson?
MSPSL.
Yeah, and what does that stand for?
It's
You're not allowed to swear.
mirrors, signal. Mirror, signal, position, speed, look.
Yeah, great. So that's the routine that we're going to use for stopping.
Okay.
We're also going to use that routine for every type of junction we approach, and hazards as well.
Okay.
So the first type of junction we're going to be approaching, which is the subject that we're doing today, is turning left and right, going from a major road into a minor road. Okay. So the objectives of today's lesson is to teach you how to identify a major road from a minor road. I'll be talking you through the MSPSL routine on the approach as well, and we'll be teaching you how to turn left and right, going from the major into the minor road with due regard and safety for other road users as well.
Okay.
So that means judging when you should turn, and obviously sometimes you've got to hold back, and I'll go through all of those situations with you in a moment. So let's talk about turning left first. So if you have a look at the diagram, now a few telltale signs that you've got a turning on the left is you might see a warning triangle on the approach.
Yep.
Okay, and that's telling you obviously there's a road coming up on the left. Now you might see that sort of sign like in the country roads, those sort of areas, yeah. Other telltale signs that you might have a turning on the left could be what? If you look at the diagram, what sort of clues could you have? If you're looking ahead and you see what sort of clues would you have that a junction on the left's coming up? Is it cars coming out of it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do one.
So they're all little telltale signs that gives you a little heads up that that's your road up on the left, yeah.
Okay.
So on the approach we're going to use the MSPSL routine which we spoke about. So the first thing we're going to do is check our mirrors for turning left. So which two mirrors do you think you would check for turning left?
Interior and left door.
That's it. And what are you looking for in your interior mirror, do you know?
People approaching behind.
Yeah.
And make sure they're not too close, and if they are, then gradually slow down.
Yeah, lovely. So it sounds like you had a good stopping lesson. And then we put a left signal on, yeah? Sorry, we checked the left door mirror. What are we looking for there?
Pedestrians and cyclists, right?
Yeah, more cyclists.
Okay.
Because sometimes in slow moving traffic you will slow down and the cyclist will catch you up. Yeah, so if you see that in your left door mirror,
Yep.
then you might need to double check it as you continue to slow down, because sometimes they catch you up. Yeah.
Okay.
So then we put our signal on, not too early, not too late. So an example of putting it on too early is when you can't even see the road. So that's why I say look out for the cars pulling out and that sort of thing. Because if you put it on too early, what would be misleading about that?
You might be pulling up instead of turning into the...
That's it, exactly. So we don't want to put it on too early. Too late would be just as we get there, yeah? So it's not benefiting other road users. Now your position on a wide road, you're going to just manoeuvre over to the left slightly. So a little bit more than a drain width away from the curb.
Okay.
On a more narrow road like the ones we are on today, we'll just keep a normal driving position. Okay. Then we adjust our speed. So the first thing you can do is brake gently.
Okay.
Reducing your speed to around 10 miles an hour if you're not already at that speed. And once you've got your speed to 10 miles an hour, then you're going to put your clutch down. Okay. And then you'll select second.
Yep.
If you're already in second, then you won't need to put that clutch down. Okay. And then you'll bring the clutch back up.
Yep.
Now the timing of your gear change is quite important, so you want to try and get it in about 3 to 5 car lengths away from the junction.
Okay.
Alright? If we do our gear change too late, then we could be coasting into the junction. Do you know what I mean by coasting?
Taking it out too far, or...
Not quite. Coasting's when you put the clutch down too early or unnecessarily.
Okay.
So an example of coasting would be putting the clutch down before you even check your mirrors and put a signal on.
Okay.
And you're doing like 20-25 miles an hour and you haven't braked at all.
Yep.
You'd then lose your engine braking. Do you know what I mean by engine braking?
Stall.
Engine braking's when you come off the gas, the car slows down gradually.
Yep.
If you push the clutch down, then it disengages the engine.
Okay.
and then you can get that sort of free rolling movement,
Yeah.
and the car can build up speed.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, coasting can increase your speed, and that's why we don't want the clutch down going around the corners, or we don't want the clutch down too early.
Okay.
So after your gear change, we bring it back up.
Yeah.
So slow down first, clutch down, change gear, and then bring the clutch back up. So that's your speed. Then we're looking ahead and then into the road that we're going to drive into. If you look at the diagram here, who would have priority, us or the car there?
Us.
That's it, good. Obviously we need to look at them, make sure they're not going to cut across us when they shouldn't. Assuming that's okay, then we'll look into the road as well. Look out for pedestrians and cyclists near the road. Who would have priority if there's a pedestrian standing near the road?
The pedestrian. No, us.
We would still have priority, but we need to anticipate that they might cross.
Okay.
If they're already in the road, then it becomes their priority.
Yeah.
Alright, good. There will be some focal points that I'll run through with you on the move,
Okay.
how to turn left as well. Now, turning right, which two mirrors will we check for turning right?
Interior and right door.
Magic. And obviously we look for the same thing behind us, and what we're looking on in the right door mirror for.
Cars that are coming out of the junction.
Is remember, it's what's behind you. Don't worry.
Ask a question again, sorry.
So you've checked this one to see what's behind you, how close it's following.
Yep.
The vehicle perhaps, and if anything's overtaken.
Yeah.
But sometimes that doesn't show you what's beside the car completely, so we check that one. What do you think you're looking for?
Cars on the side of the road.
Cars
pedestrians.
overtaken?
Cars overtaken.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Hopefully those pedestrians can't run as fast as our car. Yeah, motorbikes, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because after we check those mirrors, we're going to put a signal on,
Okay.
a right signal, and then we're going to adjust our position to the right.
Yeah.
So if we move over to the right and there's a motorbike overtaking us, or a very fast runner as you were saying, then we might knock them down, yeah?
Yeah.
So assuming that's clear, we check our mirrors, we pop the signal on, up for right, then we're going to move over, so we're up by the white lines but not over. Okay, so you see the centre lines here,
Yep.
and we're just going to be beside them but not over them. Okay, and that's sort of showing other road users our intentions for turning right. Speed, we're going to brake again, and what speed do you think we would slow down to?
10 miles per hour.
That's it. And then what gear do you think we would want?
First. No, second, sorry.
That's it, second, good.
First one.
And then we bring the clutch up to avoid what?
It's stalling.
Coasting.
Coasting.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to stall if you brake
Okay.
with the clutch up,
Yep.
and you continue to brake, and then the engine will sort of conk out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
But we bring the clutch up to avoid that coasting, which is the vehicle building up speed. Yeah.
Okay.
So we want to do that. How many car lengths away? Do you remember?
5.
Yeah, 3 to 5.
Okay.
And then we're going to look. We're going to look ahead and look into the road. Who would have priority, us or that vehicle ahead?
The vehicle ahead.
That's it. So we need to judge if we can cross him. So if you can walk across, we can drive across. So in this diagram here, obviously he's too close to walk across,
Yeah.
so we would wait. Now if you do need to wait, you're going to stop just before the white line.
Okay.
And there's a focal point I'll show you. You don't want to stop too early, because obviously vehicles could bump you from behind. And we don't want to corner cut, that means turning too early as well. We don't want to turn too late, that's called swan necking. So our pointer turns just when the front of the car's just before or in line with the white lines.
Yep.
And then we're going to turn right, big turns, yeah? Once you come into the road, you'll need to take the steering off, so obviously straighten up, turn into the left until
Okay.
your wheels are straight.
Yep.
Right. I mentioned pedestrians and cyclists earlier, so just keep your eyes out for that. Do you have any questions at all?
So what's coasting again?
Coasting's when you're driving along, say at 30 miles an hour,
Okay.
and then rather than pressing the brake to slow down to 10, you push the clutch down immediately.
Okay.
And you see we're on a downhill here.
Yep.
What would happen is the car would pick up speed, momentum.
Roll.
So rather than slowing down, it's now picking up speed.
Okay.
So if you slow down first with a brake, your engine will contribute to you slowing down. You'll notice when you come off the gas, the car slows down gradually,
Okay.
and you want that to assist you when you're slowing down.
Yep.
So you've got your engine braking and your brake pedal, and
Yeah.
it just helps slow the car down quicker
Okay.
and under more control.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, so what we're going to do is look at some of these turning left and rights. So when you're ready, if you want to do your cockpit drill, we've already got the engine on because of the aircon, because it's a bit of a warm day.